And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. LeBron James fanboys, I really tried to warn you guys. I really tried to warn you guys what was going to happen to your king when he retires, and the closer he gets to retirement. The walls are going to come crumbling down of the 4 and 6 kingdom. It is inevitable. And you guys are going to need to seek some mental help, because you're not going to know what to do when your whole world comes crumbling down, your whole world being defending your false king. And, this season in particular, because I believe LeBron James actually broke the levee when he decided to hire his podcast partner to coach the Lakers, when he decided to get his son a roster spot on the Lakers, I believe LeBron James actually pushed everyone too far. He abused his power in a way that he can't come back from. And now everyone is voicing their opinions. More and more people are starting to say how they truly feel about the NBA and how they truly feel about the Duck. The latest being Patrick Bet-David. As you all know, he is a businessman and he has a podcast. And I'm sure probably most everyone has at least seen some of his podcasts. He has some interesting interviews with some interesting people on there. But amidst everyone giving their opinion about the state of the NBA, LeBron James was the latest NBA player to say, hey, I think the three-point shot is a problem. We're shooting too many threes, and it's more complicated than that, but blah, 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 blah. I'm LeBron James, and since everybody else is talking about it, I need to get some of this attention for myself, so I'm going to make a statement as well. And so LeBron James said it is too many threes, and Patrick David had to say, quote, the NBA's decline happened under your tenure. So we're going to read this article from basketballnetwork.net. And it says, Patrick Bet-David goes off on LeBron James for his criticism of the three-point shot. Quote, the NBA's decline happened under your tenure. The PBD podcast host claimed that King James is hurting the image of the NBA. Says Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James joined a long list of basketball personalities who have blamed the three-point shot for the NBA's declining TV rankings. But while previous remarks against the three-ball went unscathed, Bron's comments caught the attention of popular podcaster Patrick Bet-David, who blamed King James for the NBA's current woes. Quote, the NBA's decline happened under your tenure, period, wrote Bet-David on X. Quote, blaming the three-point shot for it is just you throwing shade at Steph Curry. Quite frankly, he's been more exciting to watch than you. Round of applause for Patrick Bet-David, because I can't disagree with anything he said. It says, ratings started their decline when MJ retired. Historical data, however, proves otherwise. The NBA's TV ratings started to fall after the Bulls' dynasty years, and LeBron was still in high school. What's more, when James took his talents to South Beach, the NBA's ratings shot back up, which this is not, they're trying to be misleading. Of course they are, because they're trying to protect LeBron James. But the ratings did go back up a bit during the Miami years. Now, I'm sure that's because people wanted to see if LeBron James was actually going to come through with this super team. And, after all the scandal with the way he left Cleveland, a lot of people wanted to, I would say after that, a lot of people was watching to see LeBron fail. And they got what they asked for in 2011 and in a grand fashion. If when LeBron James left Cleveland, if you were watching to see LeBron James fail, he over-delivered in 2011. But yeah, like I was saying about the ratings, this is a fact. When Michael Jordan left the Bulls, the ratings never recovered from this. This is what I keep trying to tell you, LeBron James fanboys, about the difference between, just in this difference right here, that the fact that Michael Jordan was so great, he got non-basketball fans to watch the game. This is huge. This is why the 98 finals, Game 6 had the highest rated finals in the history of basketball. This is why, because Michael Jordan was so great, he got non-basketball fans, people who weren't interested in the game before, to watch only because of one person, Michael Jordan. And in LeBron James' tenure, the ratings have constantly declined his entire tenure. Since the time he came into the league, that alone shows you his greatness compared to Michael Jordan. One person's greatness grew the NBA, the other person's lack of greatness made the ratings decline in the NBA. But anyway, let's continue. So I go back a bit. It says, what's more, when James took his talents to South Beach, the NBA's rating shot back up, with Bron's first 3 years in Miami the most watched season since the 90s. Again, that's not true either, because I'm pretty sure the season with where the Lakers and the Pistons played each other, that had more numbers than the Miami years. It says the numbers started dropping again when LeBron returned to Cleveland, but the decrease wasn't alarming. It wasn't until after the COVID-19 pandemic that the decline has been significant, to the point that the figures are back to the 2000s level. And that's not true. They're lower than they have ever been. Okay. Quote, he's hands down the worst face of the NBA ever, added Patrick. He's on the top 5 list. Respect him as a father, but he hurts the NBA brand immensely. Now, those last couple of things he said, I disagree with. LeBron James is not top 5, and respect for him as a father, I don't know about that. Not with this whole Bronny thing. To me, number one, he taught Bronny a terrible lesson by just inserting him into the NBA, and number two, he has put a tremendous amount of pressure on Bronny and subjected Bronny to some scrutiny that Bronny wouldn't have had to face if he would have just told Bronny, hey, work hard, and once you're actually NBA ready, then maybe I can help you at least get a shot in the NBA. But throwing him in there before he's ready at all, to me, good father. And not to mention, we can go into a whole long list of other things, the constant lying about different stuff. But anyway, round of applause for Patrick Bet-David for saying, hey, LeBron, you complaining about the NBA. All of this happened under you. The worst face of the league the NBA has ever seen, and I don't think anyone can disagree with that. So I'm going to keep this short. Now, everything that Patrick Bet-David said, like I said, I believe we can all agree with, including LeBron blaming it on the three-point shot, potentially to put the blame on Steph instead of himself. That's kind of the way I see it. And the fact that, Patrick Bet-David said, hey, Steph Curry has been way more exciting to watch. Can't disagree with that because Steph Curry is actually a skilled basketball player who has to use basketball skills and not just the fact that he's big and run over people. Not just run over people, but don't forget the stiff arm that LeBron throws out there before he starts bulldozing to the basket. That stiff arm is a very important part of the move. So yeah, I agree with Patrick Bet-David pretty much on everything except for LeBron James being a top 5 player and, respect him as a father. Yeah, I don't know about that. But what I just want to talk about quickly, and this will be quick, fanboys. I won't make you suffer too long because believe me, you have more suffering in your future to come. I guarantee that. I want to talk about how brutally honest Patrick Bet-David was. I want to talk about how LeBron James makes this comment about threes and Patrick Bet-David fires back with, hey, this happened under your watch. And again, to me, this is just a sign that we are going to see more and more of this. Fanboys, we tried to tell you guys. This is one of the first things I did when I started on YouTube, is to explain to you LeBron James fanboys that when your king retires, and as he draws near to retirement, people are not going to have a reason to protect him anymore, and the filters are going to start to come off, and people are going to start to say exactly how they feel about LeBron James. And this is what we are seeing happening. I mean, let me know in the comments, but I would say that this year has probably been the most unfiltered we've seen people be in terms of being critical of LeBron James and critical of the NBA, both. This year has been the most unfiltered we've seen people be. And it is because LeBron James is nearing the end. And I would say specifically this year is because LeBron James pushed everybody too far. Again, when you have money and power and you're used to having yes men around you, you get comfortable with abusing your power. But the problem is there is always a breaking point. There's always a breaking point. There's always a turning point. There's a point where you push people too far, where you've asked them to do something that's contrary to what they actually believe with, and it's always that one thing that's like, hold up, man, I've been doing everything you asked me to. Like, I get on here on media and I cap for you, I've been saying you bigger, stronger, faster. I've been saying you better than Kobe. I've been saying you're greater than Michael Jordan. I've been turned down the players of the past. And now this year, you want me to say your son deserved a spot in the NBA when he clearly is no good? And now this year, you want me to co-sign your podcast partner being coaching the Lakers? And you had the audacity to do both of these things in the same year. You couldn't even do one year and one the next year. You had to overload us by showing us how disrespectful and how showing us your lack of care for the game of basketball. You had to do all this in 1 year, and it was too much for people to take. So people were like, hold up. And people tried to get on board with the Bronny thing at the beginning. People were, oh, Bronny earned it. Bronny earned it. I know he's only on here because LeBron James is his father, but he earned it because we have to say that. Because if not, LeBron James will find some way to negatively affect our lives. But then when we found out that Bronny is not playing away games with the G League, initially at least that's what they said. He's not playing away games with the G League because he can't fly a commercial. People started to say, hold up, man. Come on. We already capping for Bronny. This is too much. And so LeBron James pushed it too far this year. He abused his power too far, which inevitably was going to happen. But again, and we are seeing the walls start to crumble. We are seeing people who can no longer cap for LeBron or who are slowly starting to come out of that delusion. And fanboys, if LeBron James plays next year, it's going to be rougher. I'm telling you now. If he continues to play next year, it's going to be rougher than this year. So just prepare yourselves. I know I laugh at you, fanboys, but in all actuality, I just want you to come join reality with the rest of the normal human beings who are able to think logically and have some common sense. But until you do that, I'll continue to laugh at you. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think of Patrick Bet-David saying, hey, LeBron, we don't want to hear your criticism of the NBA because this all happened under you, the face of the league. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.